If you're doing intermittent fasting and also taking a probiotic supplement like BackBiome, you've probably wondered, does the timing actually matter? Does fasting help your body absorb it better or worse? I looked into the actual research behind this, and the honest answer is more nuanced than most explainer videos will tell you. If you're new here, I break down health and supplement products without the marketing hype, separating what's actually proven from what's just wellness industry noise. Quick honesty check before we start on this one. There's no dedicated clinical study specifically testing BackBiome's absorption during intermittent fasting. That specific combination hasn't been directly researched. What I can walk you through is the broader, legitimate science on how fasting affects digestion and nutrient absorption generally, and let you draw your own reasonable conclusions about timing. No overstated claims, just what's actually known. Let's start with what's well established. During a fasting window, your digestive system isn't processing food, which means digestive enzymes and stomach acid production shift compared to when you're actively eating. Gastric emptying, how quickly your stomach passes contents to your intestines, also changes based on whether you're fasted or fed. This is genuinely useful background because it means the environment your gut is in does change meaningfully between fasted and fed states. That's not speculation. It's basic, well documented digestive physiology. Here's where it gets specifically relevant to a probiotic, like BackBiome. Probiotic bacteria have to survive stomach acid to reach your intestines, where they actually do their work. There's reasonable research suggesting that taking probiotics alongside or shortly before food, rather than on a completely empty stomach with nothing else, may help buffer some of that acid exposure since food raises stomach pH temporarily. That's a real studied mechanism for probiotics generally. What's less clear is exactly how a honey-based carrier specifically interacts with that process or how it plays out during an intermittent fasting eating window versus a normal eating schedule. That's simply not been directly studied for this product. So here's the reasonable, honest theory, not a proven fact. A theory. If you're doing intermittent fasting, taking BackBiome near the start of your eating window, alongside food, follows the same acid buffering logic that applies to probiotics in general. Taking it on a completely empty stomach, deep into a fasting window, means it's hitting a more acidic environment with less buffering, which, based on general probiotic research, could plausibly reduce how many live cultures actually survive to reach your gut. I want to be really clear. That's a reasonable extrapolation from general probiotic science, not a claim that's been specifically tested and confirmed for BackBiome during intermittent fasting. If you see a video or article stating this as settled fact, that's overselling what's actually known. There's also a broader claim floating around wellness content that fasting generally enhances nutrient absorption or enhances bioavailability across the board. That's an oversimplification. Fasting does change insulin sensitivity and can affect how your body processes certain nutrients metabolically. That part has real research behind it, mostly around blood sugar and fat metabolism. But applying that specifically to probiotic bacterial cultures is a stretch that the current research doesn't directly support. Bacteria surviving to your gut is a different mechanism than, say, your body absorbing vitamin D from food. So if a video promises fasting supercharges your supplement's absorption, be skeptical. That's marketing language outrunning the actual science. So, practically speaking, if you're doing intermittent fasting and taking BackBiome, taking it with the first meal of your eating window is a reasonable evidence adjacent choice based on general probiotic timing research, not because of a proven fasting specific bioavailability boost, but because pairing probiotics with food is generally sound practice regardless of your eating schedule. If you take it during your fasting window on an empty stomach, it's not necessarily useless, but the general probiotic research would suggest slightly less favorable conditions for those live cultures to survive. Standard note, if you're pregnant, breastfeeding, immunocompromised, on medication, or have a diagnosed digestive condition, talk to your doctor before combining any supplement with intermittent fasting. Fasting itself isn't appropriate for everyone, independent of any supplement question. If you found this useful, subscribe for more honest, no hype breakdowns like this one. I try to separate what's actually proven from what's just marketing language in this space. Link to BackBiome is in the description if you want to check it out. That's an affiliate link, so I may earn a commission at no extra cost to you. Let me know in the comments. Do you take your supplements during your fasting window or with your first meal? Curious what people are actually doing.